I'm Jason UFC, and today we have a story about UFC middleweight number one contender Israel Adesanya fires back at Paulo Costa after Borrachinha post on Twitter that Israel Adesanya is out of his UFC 287 match versus Alex Pereira due to a private part fracture. Obviously, I can't say that word because of the YouTube algorithm. The beef between former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya and former number one contender Paulo Costa is alive and well. Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa exchanged heated words going into their UFC 253 clash back in 2020. Ultimately, Israel Adesanya won that fight via second round TKO. After the fight, Israel made a doggy style gesture behind Paulo Costa, who was trying to recover, right? Okay. Wow. Costa recently took to his Twitter account to hurl a dig at Israel Adesanya way, making a meme post claiming that Israel Adesanya is out of his UFC middleweight championship rematch versus Alex Pereira due to a sudden private part fracture. Israel Adesanya caught wind, obviously, and reminded Borrachinha of his post-fight. What is going on between these two? Like, LOL, my private part would be bigger than your private part. You remember. What are they talking about? This isn't the first time Costa has taken aim at Israel Adesanya after their 2020 title fight. Late last year, 2022, Paulo Costa used online speculation over Israel Adesanya swollen pec for a viral tweet. Such fans claim Israel Adesanya was using okay, I'm not gonna say that. I could get sued for that, right? Which the last style bender has denied and even offered $3 million to the person who can share evidence that he's cheating the system. Nonetheless, Paulo Costa poked fun at the situation. Not gonna get into that part. Okay, Israel is genuinely a really nice guy. I remember we're doing a meet and greet, signing autographs and taking pictures before UFC Dubai. Just before we finish and go out, a baby starts to cry in the queue. Israel Adesanya clocked this and gently asked the mother if he could help her with the situation. He gently grabbed the baby, sat down in his seat, and with the babe on his knees, he pulled up his shirt and oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus. Okay. He pulled up his shirt and I can say this, breastfed the baby. Their true hero, it doesn't speak to someone's personality, then I don't know what will. Wow. While Israel Adesanya is giving up for another title fight, Paulo Costa recently reached, okay, we don't get into that. Wow, okay. Hold on. Where's Israel? I thought it said Israel. I thought they said he replied. Hold on. Did I miss his reply? Did I miss Israel's Adesanya's reply? Oh, that was his reply. My private part would be bigger than your private part. Well, I mean, that wasn't, to me, that was I'm sorry, the Paulo Costa story just took this to a completely different situation. It was so funny. He said Israel Adesanya breastfed a baby. I'm sorry, I've never seen that one before. This is just so ridiculous. That story, that's a great, I don't know if Paulo Costa came up with this by himself or it's his team. It seems like this is him. He seems like a pretty witty guy. But yeah, I mean, what a great story. You got to give it to Paulo Costa. I'm happy he stayed. He signed with the UFC. He definitely is someone who has Twitter fingers, not in a bad way, right? Like he uses Twitter in a great way, unlike some other fighters, who, I don't. And this doesn't mean I agree with everything Paulo Costa says. It is funny when you say, Israel Adesanya breastfed a baby. That's actually funny, right? Like no matter what, that's funny, right? Israel Adesanya's reply, his saying that my private part would be bigger than your private part. You remember? Yeah, that's kind of light. It's light. But either way, Israel Adesanya, if I'm Israel Adesanya, I'm not paying, not even any attention, right, to Paulo Costa, Twitter fingers saying breaking news that Israel Adesanya, he's just trolling, right? Like, he's just trolling. Israel Adesanya next fight is versus Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is 3-0 versus Israel Adesanya. I'm not telling what Israel Adesanya to do in any way, shape, or form. But personally, if I was 0-3 versus someone, I wouldn't care what anyone else says, right? Like, it doesn't matter what anyone else says. Literally no one else. All his, all my focus would be on Alex Pereira, right? If I don't care if this person tweets at me or if that person tweets at me, like that to me should not matter at all. Alex Pereira is a serious problem. Israel already defeated Paulo. You know what I'm saying? It's like you already beat him. You don't even have to respond to him in any way, shape, or form. You've literally beat him already, right? And Paulo Costa, it's like he's better at the social media game, than Israel. Like, he is, obviously. Like, the breastfeed story just tells you, like, he's just better at it than Israel. So it's just like, take him back to, where you're better at him in the actual, your profession, where you fought and you knocked him out in the second round and then you humped him. Right? Like, that's what, that would be my only reply. Right? Like, you don't have to, oh, my private, no, just put the meme of you humping him, say, that's it. That's all Israel has to do. But let me know your opinion of this story. When I first saw this, obviously I didn't know who was tweeting this out, but obviously, like, if you just see this part of it, you're like, hold on, Israel Adesanya is out of UFC, and then you're like, oh, okay, sudden, okay, someone's just trolling. But people like to do this. People definitely have a fun time on Twitter. Israel Adesanya is not out of UFC 287 for any reason. The fight isn't. The fight is definitely still scheduled. And, like I said, Israel Adesanya, he's fighting Alex Pereira, and Alex Pereira is taking shots at him, So it's like, I don't even know why he's responding to Paulo Costa. I'm pretty sure he's still responding to Alex Pereira, but, don't waste any time, or as the kids say, don't waste your breath on responding to Paulo Costa, right? Like, you just shouldn't waste any time on that and just stay 100% focused on Alex Pereira. But I'm Jason UFC. Today we had a story about Israel Adesanya kind of fires back. He didn't really fire back at Paulo Costa after Borrachinha post that Israel Adesanya was out of his UFC 287 match. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.